So what if I am?
I wonder if it won't change its mind once I defeat you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hardest PlayStation bosses in video games.
Pay for what you've done!
For this list, we'll be looking at the toughest bosses found in Sony's video games. We're focusing on PlayStation console exclusives, or at least those that were exclusive for a very long time before being ported elsewhere. Which of these bosses gave you the most trouble? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 10. Basaran, Shadow of the Colossus. There are several colossi that are bound to cause you issues in Shadow of the Colossus, but the one we struggled with the most was the giant electric turtle Basaran. One might think you'd be able to climb aboard and start searching for weak spots like several other bosses. Basaran won't give you a chance to do much before he fires fast, electrical blasts that require your horse to just narrowly avoid. You must lure him to the geysers in hopes they'll tip him so that you can then shoot his other legs in order to flip him. All of this is made harder by your horse's controls and the small window in which the geyser stuns him. Number 9. Zero, Drakengard 3. Like other games set in the near universe, Drakengard 3 has several ending paths. Path D flips the final boss fight on its head in two ways. It's actually against the protagonist of the majority of the game, and it doesn't use the hack and slash or rail shooter mechanics that are prevalent throughout. Instead, Zero's dragon Mikhail must vanquish the final boss through rhythm mechanics. It isn't so bad at first, but with each copy the boss makes, the tempo increases. The revolving camera can make it difficult to see the rings coming, meaning you might miss a note without it necessarily being your fault. Since you have to start the whole process over if you mess up, it's understandably a frustrating experience.
Yeah?
I had a lot of fun.
Number 8. Sephiroth, Kingdom Hearts 2.
So what if I am?
I wonder if it won't change its mind once I defeat you.
If there's an optional boss in a JRPG, you can bet it's tough. But when that boss has a reputation like Final Fantasy Sephiroth, best be prepared for at least a couple failed attempts. The one-winged angel is arguably the hardest within the game due to his speed, power, and ungodly amount of HP. Even keeping your distance doesn't mean you're safe, as he can quickly teleport or dash to you, following that surprise up with a deadly flurry of blows.
Heartless angel. That's enough.
Naturally, things get more challenging the longer the fight lasts. He gains access to several detrimental attacks, and when he's almost out, his speed and power will increase dramatically. Number 7. Nyx Avatar, Persona 3. The final boss of Persona 3 makes you work hard to see the ending of the game. While many bosses have multiple phases, this villain's staggering 14 stages of battle will truly test your patience. Depending on the levels of your character and how well balanced your party is, this fight can last a good long while.
All shall perish. The time has come.
But it isn't just the length you need to worry about. Nyx Avatar naturally doesn't have any major weaknesses to focus on, and once you reach its final phase, it can charm your party into either attacking each other or healing it. And that's on top of being able to deflect some attacks and deal out random status effects.
Senpai is unconscious!
Number 6. Shabata Katsui, Nioh 2. Seemingly inspired by From Software's Souls-like games, Team Ninja's Nioh 2 features some ultra-challenging boss fights. When you face off against Shabata Katsui, he'll attempt to immediately put you on the defensive by quickly charging back and forth across the arena. These attacks can deal major damage, if not kill you outright, so your reaction time better be up to snuff. As obnoxious as it is to be crushed instantly by his gigantic axes, he's got a few other tricks up his sleeve. His most problematic feature is the ability to summon a boar spirit. Then, you'll have a second charging brute to worry about, only now all attacks will be imbued with fire. Number 5. Virgil, Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening.
Unfortunately, our souls are at odds, brother. I need more power.
Capcom's Devil May Cry series isn't exactly known for going easy on players, an ideal that's personified in the third entry's final boss. Dante's brother Virgil fights like the demon he is, which is to say he's going to use every trick in the book to put you in the ground. He's already fast enough with his sword slices, but he also has the annoying ability to teleport. Try to shoot him from afar, and he'll probably just deflect your bullets with his insane reaction time. Then there's his Devil Trigger form, which can increase his damage output and heal himself. For extra stress, try this fight on higher difficulties. Number 4. Gana, God of War Ragnarok.
Pay for what you've done!
Led by their queen, Sigrun, the Valkyries provided punishing boss fights in 2018's God of War. And yet, remarkably, the leader was outdone in Ragnarok by her successor, Gana. As part of the post-game, Kratos will be told to track down Gana since she's one of Odin's remaining supporters.
Asgard's blood is on you!
With a power level of 9 and a wide array of unpredictable attacks, you'll not only need to make sure your own weapons and armor match her level, but that you're able to react at the drop of a hat. She can drain your entire health bar in only a couple of attacks, 2 of which are unblockable grabs. It's no wonder she's saved as the final challenge. Number 3. Maneater, Demon Souls. Some bosses are tough due to their strength and mechanics, others due to the location they're fought in. Maneater from Demon Souls is the best, or rather worst, of both worlds. The winged behemoth is fought on a narrow bridge, making the dodge roll then attack strategy that's useful for most boss fights not as viable here. Being a From Software boss, it also naturally has several powerful attacks that can quickly turn the tide in its favor. We might have considered a different boss from the game if not for Maneater's most irksome feature. When it goes to 1/4 of its health, or if the fight has lasted long enough, it will summon a friend. If you move too slowly, you'll quickly get overwhelmed. Number 2. Orphan of Kos, Bloodborne. Bloodborne saved its best and hardest enemies for the old Hunters DLC. The Orphan of Kos' design is just as alarming as anything else you'll see in the game, but that pales in comparison to how unnerving his actual fight is. The boss's disturbing shrieks pair well with his oppressive attacks and lunges, all of which should be avoided as they'll take off massive chunks of HP. And that's just his first phase, followed by one where he's quicker, more aggressive, and his shrieks can now summon lightning bolts. The Orphan of Kos is adept at bearing down on you and making you feel like you can't win, which just may be true for some of us. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Yasmat, Final Fantasy XII. While we considered Final Fantasy XI's absolute virtue, that entry was ported to Xbox 360 not long after release. Yasmat from Final Fantasy XII, on the other hand, is both from a PlayStation exclusive entry and is one of the biggest pains in video games. The optional boss comes with 50 million HP. Halfway through, the damage it takes will be reduced by a third. And by the time it's at a fifth of its starting health, its own damage will be increased. Yasmat can make the fight last an absurd amount of time, unless of course it wipes your party out, which it can easily do if you're not careful. Not to mention it can reflect your healing onto itself during its last health bar.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.